On this episode of the Perspective Podcast, I'm joined by my good friend Chef Mac, aka Chef Shells. On this episode, we discussed Central Louisiana ties, his cooking background, the best episodes that we've ever experienced here in Denver. Um, he's lived in Denver, he's lived in Mississippi, he's lived in Louisiana, different places there like that. And we also discussed the best food in Louisiana, which got a little controversial. So, without further ado, episode 8 with Chef Mac. I got a good homie in the house tonight. Not even a homie, but a partner for real. He's straight from the crib. Yo. You know what I'm saying? Straight up out of the Central Louisiana. Whoa. You know what it is. You know what it is. Representing 318. I got my partner, my dog, my homie, my friend, Chef Shells. What it do, my brother? How you feeling tonight?
Hey, what's happening? What's going on, man?
Ain't too much, big brother. I'm glad to have you in the house tonight.
Appreciate it.
I want to welcome everybody back to another episode of the Perspective Podcast. I got my dog, Master Chef Shells, in the house tonight. I got my homie Rome in the house tonight too.
Yeah.
In the midst of all this Corona crazy talk, we here to provide you with some quality talk here. So, first, Shells, of course, you straight up out the boot, you straight up out the 318.
Yes, sir.
Tell people just a little bit about where you from and how the 318 get down.
Man, Alexandria, Pineville, Louisiana. It's a lot smaller than the place most people know from Louisiana: New Orleans, Baton Rouge, Lafayette, Shreveport, Monroe, even.
True.
Man, it goes down, man. Back in the day, growing up, I mean, I'm a little older than the homie, but I mean, niggas used to fight a lot, but you know, for the most part, it was always a cool little spot. You know what I'm saying? You had the little areas where it went down at, of course, like everywhere, but I don't know. I think just coming from the South, period. You know, we kind of...
The real South.
Yeah, the real South. You know, that dirty third coast.
It's different where we...
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, bro. I just think we get that little bit rougher edge, you know, than you get in most places, period. Okay. Even in the big city. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's... Like, Alexandria... Like, it's a small town, but it ain't country. You know what I'm saying? It's weird.
It's the most country urban place
it's like
in your life.
Country city niggas on some shit. Hood city niggas. I don't know. It's weird.
Hood country niggas.
Country city at the same time. I don't know. It's weird.
One side of the highway got cows and shit. The other side is the hood.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you ride right through 49, you know what I'm saying? You'll pass up Willow Glen and all that and shit. I'm trying to tell you. Eddie Robinson, all that down there. But so me and Shells, we met, and it's just crazy, just how life works. You know what I'm saying? Even though that we hail from the same space, the same city, the same area, everything in between, we ended up meeting whenever I got to college and down in Lafayette. And so I met Shells through the love of the game, through the love of the game of basketball. We ended up just meeting, you know. Both of us, we was out hooping one day, and you know, it was just like cool, like this cool dude right here, right? And so, then, you know, we started seeing each other on the court a bit more, and it was like, say, bro, like, what you do, like, what you into, right? Ends up telling me that he a chef, right? So whenever he tells me he's a chef, you know, like, you know, you kind of be hesitant on some people's cooking because everybody can't cook.
No. Weed, bro, that shit tickle my nose, bro. Every time I hit that bitch the first time, what is it?
And he don't believe it.
That shit get my nose every time. That shit. This fucking cheesecake mixed with something. Lamb's breath, that's what it is. Cheesecake and lamb's breath. But that shit hit my nose every time. That first couple puffs, that shit made me, I don't know why, but that shit hit my nose and make my shit fucking sneeze every time, bro.
They be sending you, my brother?
Every time.
And so, whenever we first met, it was, he was saying he was a chef, and, I'm saying, you can't trust everybody cooking and stuff, right? And so, you can't really trust everybody cooking and stuff. And so then I was like, you know what, I'm going to give my dog cooking a shot. You know what I'm saying? He's from the house, let's see what it do, right? Man cooks his ass off. He cooks anything you want. You know what I'm saying? He had the kitchen rolling. He'd sit there and him and his partner, they go ahead and they cook it up, and then they go ahead and deliver it to you however you want.
Straight pull up at your neck with it.
They definitely pull up on you and then drop everything off. And then from there.
And hot too.
Yeah.
Ain't no cold shit.
Hot, seasoned, real good food, everything in between. And so what ended up just leading you to the kitchen?
For starters, my grandmother didn't really let nobody in her kitchen, and I was kind of the favorite, so I took that shit as an advantage for sure. Because my mama don't even know how to cook. You know what I'm saying? That's how much my grandma don't really let nobody in the kitchen. My aunties all kind of had to fend for themselves on some shit. I'm sure she taught them some shit, but she ain't teach them the secrets. You know what I'm saying? Damn, grandma, how you do them sweet potatoes like that? So, you know what I'm saying? She ain't get nobody, the secrets, the ins and outs, ups and downs. I got most of those. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I got her secret little spice blend that she done created while she was at work, using all these white people ingredients. You know what I'm saying? Because they had to buy that shit in bulk. She'll mix a little of this, a little bit of that. She came up with her own little, spice blend. She put on pretty much everything. Mm-hmm. So, just from that, I started out cooking breakfast. That was always my favorite and my best thing I could cook was breakfast.
There's nothing like a good breakfast.
My grandma always cooked these bomb-ass pancakes, bro. Big pancakes the size of your motherfucking plate. So, that was kind of my start. Always my start. And baking first. I used to bake my ass off all the time. Just at my mama's house. Everything.
I feel like that was everybody's first start too.
Everything. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? All that shit. Got into baking hard first. And I don't know, man, when I left Lafayette after 2011, and when I went back, then that's when I was kind of man, I'm feeling and I've always worked in the restaurant.
Yeah.
And either serving, busting tables, or even working in the kitchen. So I got to a point where I think, I had already had that job. I had worked at this 5-star scratch kitchen, and it was nothing but all the chefs in there had just graduated culinary school together. Mm-hmm. They all came from the same class, and the master chef in there, he was head of the class or whatever, and he was the leader in the kitchen. And the reason why I feel like I can call myself a chef is because I got that stamp from other chefs who had just completed culinary school themselves.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So they was hey, I don't give a fuck with nobody say you can call yourself a self-proclaimed chef.
That's getting that no limit chain.
And we can stamp, we will stamp that. You know what I'm saying? So I gained my respect from them in the kitchen. I started my way, ground up. Just like anybody else in their kitchen. Started out on salads, coming in that bitch every day, making salad dressings from scratch.
Hell yeah.
Which is one of the reasons why I don't like ranch dressing to this day, is because I found out that the saltiness in ranch dressing actually comes from the sardines that's in ranch dressing. You know that, huh?
You're not fuck no.
Ranch dressing got sardines in it. Yeah, the fish.
Wait, time out. Sardines ain't good for you?
Huh?
Wait, sardines ain't good.
It's not that sardines aren't good for you. They're just disgusting. It's a little bitty fish in a can, in them old school peel back roll cans.
Yeah, this shit's nasty.
The little they kind of like Spam cans almost, and it's just salt. It's fermented salted fish basically almost.
You could definitely tell that I don't fuck with that. You could definitely tell.
being in that kitchen, and then working in that kitchen, there's like, if you want to be a chef, you got to know what everything tastes like. So, everything we cook with, I had to taste. So, simple as that.
Yeah.
So, found out I didn't like sardines. But on top of that, having that background, I was like, man, I think I'm going to take this shit serious. Also, met B, you know what I'm saying? The mother of my sons.
Straight up.
And she literally asked me this one question that no female has ever asked me, especially like right when we meet.
Straight up.
In so many words, she was like, all right, nigga, like, what are your talents? Like, what do you want to do with your talents? Like, what is it that you want to do to make money? You know what I'm saying? And, like, work for yourself on some shit. Because we had already talked, you know, I got ambitions of not wanting to work for nobody, you know, the rest of my life and depend on the 401k and retirement and all that bullshit. All right. So, I'm like, well, damn. And I really didn't know. I had a few things. You know, I was still thinking about taking the basketball shit serious. Yeah. You know, maybe getting an agent, trying to, you know, go do some overseas shit, whatever. You know, get my name out there, play on some leagues and this and that. Just, you know, try and get some tape of me just balling the fuck out. Or the food shit, or management on this entertainment shit, or doing like the comedy shit, or just something with music and entertainment for sure. Because I had dabbled in that, you know, in college when we was doing the shit with Spiff and all of them. So
straight up,
you know, nigga dabbling in the management, all that, and the music, all that shit,
and especially
do
everything, the club life,
club shit, all that. You know, so nigga had a little bit of everything that I could have taken avenues to do, but I was always like, man, niggas gotta eat, man. That's like, I think it's one of the hardest fields to be in. But I think it's one of the most legitimate ones, especially if you do it right.
Yeah.
And I had, you know, I grew up, you know, not really poor, but, you know what I'm saying, we nigga check for check just like every other black family.
Straight up.
So, you know, I knew how to shop always. So I thought that was going to be my thing that was going to kind of elevate me above everybody else. Not only did I know how to shop, but I'm going to have the freshest ingredients. Like, I'm going to make niggas remember what real food tastes like. You know what I'm saying? Like, the reason why your grandma shit tastes so good.
Yeah, man.
Your grandma can probably cook her ass off. I ain't trying to take nothing from nobody's grandma. You know what I'm saying? Straight up.
You don't need to be
Yeah, I want nobody.
What you mean?
What you mean my grandma can't cook, motherfucker? And I don't want nobody coming for me, but you know what I'm saying? Main reason being is because I was saying, like, your grandma shopping at the farmer's market. You know, she getting her turnip greens from the nigga who come around on the truck. You know what I'm saying?
Or he might be posted up out there.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He posted up somewhere. Your grandma still get her turnip greens from the same nigga she been getting her turnip greens from for 40 years. You feel me?
Come on, man.
So that's the reason why grandma shit tastes so good, nigga, because she getting... All right,
consistency.
So the idea behind, you know, everybody on this health shit and all that, you know, and I feel like being the chef, nutrition kind of comes second hand with that.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it's the thing is to eat local. The best thing, the healthiest stuff for you is the shit that's around you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That it's created for you because it comes from that environment. It's a product of that environment, just like you're a product of your environment. You feel what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Best shit to eat is the shit around you. First off. So, like I say, the reason why grandma shit feels so good and it hit the soul and it hit home because it is home.
Like no other food.
That food come from home. It come from the same dirt that you grew up playing in.
Yeah.
And eating on, but sometimes even, you know, we country niggas, we grew up eating mud pies. I'm just saying.
Straight up.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what's the healthiest shit. It ain't necessarily, we gotta be vegan and gluten free and keto diets and all this extra bullshit.
Yeah.
It's like, nah, bro, as long as you eat enough balance, everything is about balance. Everything in life is about balance. Energy, all that shit.
Come on.
If you're gonna eat meat, make sure you counterbalancing that with enough leafy green vegetables and the proper vitamins and nutrients that you need in order for your body to naturally detox that shit out your system. Cause it's gonna do it.
Yeah.
It's just if your body ain't doing the right shit, it's not gonna do it in the time that it's supposed to do it, and this shit just gonna sit in your intestines, and it ain't supposed to do that. You know what I'm saying? Point blank. Period.
Gotta let that shit out.
That's all this shit's about, man.
Yeah.
That's all this shit is about. Balance.
So she asks you that, and then the light goes off, right?
Yep.
And then what happens?
Start taking that shit a little more serious. Start looking at other chefs. Chef Roble was really hot at the time. I'm like studying this nigga like a hawk. Food Network like crazy. Finding out all these top chefs and what makes them unique. Like Chef Emeril Lagasse, like what makes his style of cooking so unique.
Yeah.
You know, Chef Roble, for instance, like what makes him unique. And even the people that's under him, Chef Sonny Anderson.
Yeah. Are these chefs like from the boot? Or are these chefs just like national chains?
Food Network. Chef Ashley, she's one of my biggest inspirations. She's from New Orleans. She's on TV right now too on Trillis, on a TV show called Trillis. But she's dope too. I seen her literally bring her shit from nothing to something. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. The fact that she's on TV now is crazy. But I just started taking that shit to another level. I was like, all right, if I'm going to do this shit, I got to come so hard to where I like niggas going to have to fuck with me. Like, you going to see these pictures on Instagram and be like, okay, yeah, Buddy doing some shit. It ain't just some food thrown together in no plate. You know what I'm saying? Like,
he working.
It's going to be, you're going to open up what you think is just a regular plate lunch, but nah, bro, this plate lunch here is going, when you open this shit up, like, it's going to be immaculate plating on the inside of this plate lunch that you're finna open up. You know what I'm saying? It's finna be, first off, aesthetically pleasing to your eyes, and then secondly, you know, aromically, it's finna be crazy, because a nigga be using some different spices, because a nigga get his travel on, you know what I'm saying? But, and then just tasting shit. And Brittany is a flavor guru. Like, this girl can taste some shit and be like, taste a little bit of nutmeg, you know, a little bit of this, a little bit of little curry powder, a little bit of, a little chili powder. I'm like, Jesus. Damn, for real? You taste all that? I just know this shit tastes good. I might could use a little bit of salt, a little extra pepper, maybe a little paprika in there, but I couldn't taste in the individual ingredients in that shit. Yeah. So we kind of, our powers combined, Wonder Twins shit. Man, it was just crazy. And like I said, we took it to another level, realized that plating is one of the, like a lot of motherfuckers can cook. Plating is what sets the chef, I think, aside from the cook.
Okay.
It's plating and understanding, like, building flavors and shit like that. So, because people that go to culinary school opposed to like somebody like myself who's self-taught, really the only difference is it's not even the actual cooking part of it. It's just the food knowledge that, like, for instance, like your hot zones and how long to let food cool before you put it in the refrigerator and shit like that. Like the actual just knowledge of like little intricate details and stuff like that. That way you avoid spoiling, you avoid, you know, all that type of stuff. That's what's mainly in that in the culinary book. Yes, it teaches techniques and shit like that too, and basically a bunch of definition terms is what separates a chef from just a cook. And I got a little bit of the best of both worlds. So
you've been on both sides, really. No.
Yeah, I made it a point to get the knowledge behind it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not finna jump off on the deep end saying I'm selling food and not have the knowledge behind telling you exactly what it is in your plate.
Because I've been seeing some people, they just be making plates and it's not.
Oh, yeah. I'm not just a nigga just selling food. Like, this ain't no fundraiser for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a legit business that you can come and fuck with. That, I'm out the trapping out the trunk right now, but You know what I'm saying? Like, we building towards something greater, but the product is going to be here from day one, regardless of what the rest of the shit looks like.
And then being travel, too, right? You go from the 318, then you go to the 337, then you move to...
I was in Baton Rouge for a little bit, for about 6 months. I was in New Orleans.
Because everywhere throughout the state, like, it's different.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that.
And
like,
then a lot of places too, like they sit there and like they real prideful about their food all over the state. Yeah. And everywhere is gonna claim they got the best food in the state too. So
100%.
Like being like traveled and whatnot, how did you your experience like throughout the whole space, like where you felt like you learned the most? And then just speak on that.
Even just being traveled in Louisiana itself is a big deal.
Church.
You know what I'm saying? Like you were saying, bro, every city has its own culture. Like, the North Louisiana, for the most part, is all pretty about the same. From Shreveport to Monroe. Natchitoches up, pretty much, yeah. Alexandria is kind of its own. We kind of got a little bit of everything, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, like Alexandria.
Houston culture.
Alexandria kind of adapts more so of the Houston culture, but still somewhat of like that North Louisiana culture that kind of comes from a little bit of Dallas and like Atlanta from that I-20 connection.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of that Mississippi culture kind of comes from more so Atlanta and a little bit of Louisiana too. And that's just from living out there personally. Baton Rouge is its own entity.
I love Baton Rouge.
I love
Baton Rouge.
Even though it's in between New Orleans and Lafayette, it's nothing like both of them, but also got a little bit of both of them in it. You know what I'm saying? It's like the crime of New Orleans, but the kind of hominess of Lafayette.
Yeah.
But a city.
A city feel.
At the same time. It's a concrete country area. It's a concrete country city.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, Lafayette.
Baton Rouge is like the mix of what home would be. On steroids, you know what I'm saying?
Like, if Alexandria was a big city, it would be Baton Rouge.
Yeah.
Almost in a sense.
And New Orleans and Lafayette is more the same place.
Yeah, pretty much. It's just New Orleans is a city, and
New Orleans is New Orleans
and bigger.
New Orleans is New Orleans, but at the you still get.
But even New Orleans culture, like you say, it's New Orleans because New Orleans gets a lot of its culture because even though Lafayette's 30 minutes if that from the Gulf.
Yeah.
New Orleans still get a lot of that like Caribbean feel. You know what I'm saying? Like almost kind of like Miami on some shit. A little more so than Lafayette to me. Like Lafayette to me is the real feel of Louisiana. And I know some niggas might shoot me for that.
Yeah.
But
niggas ain't like that.
I know that. I'm just saying.
It's true.
But New Orleans is like the commercial version of Louisiana. Like, if you want to come get Louisiana for real, like, Lafayette's probably the best representation of the entire state. If I had to give one city that stamp,
it has everything.
It would probably have to be Lafayette, bro.
Food culture, a little bit of city.
Food for sure.
Yeah.
Food for sure.
Yeah.
I've had grandmas cooking in New Orleans. I've had people grandma cooking in Lafayette area and surrounding areas. Mm-hmm. I would do Lafayette over New Orleans.
I believe it. I'm buying.
100%.
I'm buying.
I love New Orleans food, but Lafayette, I'm telling you, bro, Lafayette is different.
Yeah, it is.
Lafayette different. Lafayette motherfuckers cook, nigga. They cook for real. Like, I think that real, like, spicy Cajun shit, like, that real shit that motherfuckers be talking about they want.
Like, what
that's
you really
Lafayette, bro.
That
don't come from New Orleans.
When you say, yeah.
Like, that culture comes, that cooking outside in the cast iron skillet on an open fire type shit, like crawfish ball shit, that real Louisiana culture, nigga, that come from Lafayette. That don't come from New Orleans, man.
Yeah.
I'm just being real with you. That shit come from the swamps, the bayous, nigga. That's their culture. we adapted that from them. Lafayette is really Louisiana, bro.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to be the nigga the bearer of bad news, but I've lived in every major city in Louisiana. I lived in Shreveport for 6 months. A little over 6 months.
I don't know.
My people from Monroe area.
People know my gripe about Shreveport.
We all know about. We all been dagging this thing, but I happen to skip. I done been to 1 too many fucking parties at the Ben Johnson, nigga. You know what I'm saying? I love negatives, but I also hate negatives at the same time. I done been so many frog pun house parties. Come on, man.
Everybody's been
I'm just saying. Who ain't been to a house party or had a little shorty that stayed out and that you left off with a frog pun? I'm just saying. And if she didn't stay there, she stayed in the dorms right across, not even the dorms, a little apartments, a little on-campus apartment right across the street from her.
Right there? I'm talking about the
I know better. You wasn't a real nigga if you ain't having a shorty you can go duck off in the negative. Come on, man. You ain't pimping. You ain't pimping across the state if you ain't got a shorty.
I always had a good time in Natchitoches.
Just saying.
Hey, and then so Natchitoches is like its own place. Shreveport, Monroe is country, and then Shreveport has more of like a Dallas feel to me.
Big time. It was an hour and a half away from Dallas.
Yeah, so they adopt a culture more of Dallas and whatnot, which that's cool. But
shout out to D-Town though, you know what I'm saying?
I guess. Yeah.
Except for the Cowboys, man. We fuck with the music, nigga. We use the D-Town boogie, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we did.
Nigga fuck with Tom,
I don't know, man.
You know what I'm saying? Big Tuck.
That's just me though. I mean, everybody. People love Dallas, but I'm not. I'm not sold. People, I'll be honest. And so, then you know what I'm saying. Like, so you cooking and stuff, right? And then you go these different places, you travel, and then you end up in Denver, which is considered like the healthiest place in America, right?
Yes, sir.
And so you go from like all this good food, right? Like you've adapted spices, you've adapted sauces. You know what I'm saying? You've added all these things to your tool belt, right? Then you get to Denver and it's what? Culture shock?
Not so much food wise, a little bit as far as like restaurants and stuff like that. But me as a chef, of course, no. It took us a little time, but we ended up finding like these 2 really dope spice shops out there, right? Mm-hmm. Pretty much had everything that we needed to recreate any dish that we wanted to recreate from back home. And as far as it being the healthiest place, one of the healthiest places in the nation, that didn't really shock us much because, like I said earlier, as far as like upping my knowledge on just becoming a chef, period, I gained a ton of knowledge on just nutrition itself. And the forefront of my business plan was already to basically do all the foods that we know and love and we grew up on, but do them the way that, in a sense, the way grandmama did. You know what I'm saying? From, all from scratch, using real fresh ingredients. You know what I'm saying? Everything coming from the earth, like, and that's when we got to the point where we were literally making. When I say everything from scratch, bro, if we was selling tacos, bro, I made my tortillas from scratch. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we were, even though we never sold pancakes, but like, except for instance, like barbecue sauce, if we were selling barbecue, like barbecue sauce is made 100% from scratch. Like, we bought nothing prepared whatsoever. Like, we'll go to the farmer's market, grab a whole bunch of veggies. We got a whole bunch of oils and different nut oils and all of that. And we would just, get it popping from there. Everything was made 100% from scratch. So that's one of the reasons why going to Denver wasn't a culture shock for us as far as on the healthy tip at all. Because we already felt like that was, that was one of the reasons why we moved there to begin with, was because of that. Like I say, there ain't no dummy here, man. We do our research before we do anything. Any moves, all moves are always calculated.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? So, with that being said, yeah, that wasn't a culture shock for us at all. We already kind of knew what we was getting ourselves into, for one. Two, like I said, that was already the forefront of the business plan.
Absolutely. And then, so, you got all these different experiences, and then what about like the entertainment industry? Like, how you feel about today for as far as music and stuff? Do you feel like it's easier for a lot of people to get on, and like, is it harder for people to stay on at the same time?
It depends on what people's definition of on is.
On as in a sense of you have an artist that can really move. You know, because it's not...
With some type of backing, some type of financial backing.
Not just that, but, you know, a lot of people's ears, like, it's here for a second, and then, like, we on right to the next thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of it's hard to find that substance. So, do you feel like it's easier for those artists to get on, or do you feel like it's harder for those artists?
I feel like it's easier for artists to get on than there's ever been, but it's harder for unestablished artists to stay on and stay relevant. Because the established artists, they did it already. They got it. Mm-hmm. One person I kind of see, kind of going back, I ain't really giving Dallas no love right here, but Yellow Beezy. I don't see Yellow Beezy sticking around longer past this summer. If he even make it to the summer, to be perfectly honest with you. I don't see him making it to the summer. Coronavirus! Shout out to Cardi. Cardi, I think Cardi played her shit perfect. Cardi did that fucking bomb-ass couple tracks with Bruno. Dropped that crazy-ass album. Couple tracks after that.
Still rolling, still touring.
Kind of took her hiatus. Did some touring. Had a baby, you know, now she chilling for a little minute. But when she drop again, she gonna be straight and motherfuckers gonna be ready for it. Mm-hmm. Cause she still stayed somewhat relevant, but like commercials. Right, Pepsi commercial, like Cardi straight now, but she Gucci. She done got it and established. One nigga I thought was kind of about to fall off was 21, but 21 still got it. He still got the ear too. He's still straight too. I heard that track he got with Alicia Keys. That's fucking nuts.
I didn't even hear it.
Crazy track.
Thank you, sir.
He ain't got Corona.
Yeah, he ain't got no Corona.
That track with him and Alicia Keys. That's fucking crazy. And I'm like, oh yeah, 21 ain't going nowhere. Yeah. He good.
He got a track with Donald Glover on his new project. That's dope. That just dropped a couple days ago.
Yeah, I listened to a little bit of that. I ain't even getting into it big time though. But yeah, I think it's easier to get on. It's just harder to stay on. But I also think it's harder for real artists to get on, kinda. Because I think like us underground listeners kinda like our artists underground, and we almost do a great job of keeping them there because we so spoiled with the amount of free music.
We hold them close.
I.e. Spitter. He's a perfect example of that. You know what I'm saying? Puts out so much free music.
Yeah, he do.
That when he does drop albums that, you know, make niggas want to buy it, like, niggas will buy Jet Life apparel before they'll buy his albums. You feel what I'm saying? The Jet Life apparel gonna sell out instantly. It don't matter. Nigga, you can drop that shit in fluorescent orange. Nigga, it don't matter what color, it don't matter what it is. Mm-hmm. You can drop that shit in every fucking font possible, bro. The raw font, the fucking... It don't even matter, son. He gonna sell out. Yeah. But the music, his music gonna sit on the shelf.
Every time.
Every time.
Because people gonna stream it, but like it's the apparel, they gon'...
It's like, bro, this nigga puts out amazing, and it ain't like he putting out bullshit. Like, this nigga gives you top quality bars
Spitter will
on
give you
mixtape
in between
for free
7 to
all day long,
7
bro.
to 13 on like one, and then he'll double back like a week and a half later and be like, all right, here go another 4.
Yeah, let me go and drop another 4 on you, and then I'm gonna drop another 4 on you next week too, just cause. Like, but niggas like that will forever stay on. But it's like they'll never fully get like on. I guess you can say.
Match the gas, I guess.
Like it'll never happen. I think it has the potential to. Like it's always got that potential for a commercial hit. And I thought it was gonna blow with Bottom of the Bottom with him August, because August was fucking soaring at the time.
We liked it, but we didn't want to like it.
Crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
Cause like it was New Orleans, but I don't know. I like that track, but it sounded kind of commercial for Spitter, but it was still a good song. You know what I'm saying? I give him that. It was still a good song. But yeah, I don't know. Artists like Spitter, even a new one, Larry June. Like I think Larry gonna blow, but I think Larry is gonna be the new Spitter.
Yeah.
I think Larry gonna be the new Spitter.
That's the next generation.
I think Larry gonna be the new Spitter.
But on some shit, like
because you see how Wiz blew. You see the difference between like how Wiz blew and then like how nigga Spitter put Wiz on some shit. Like if it wasn't for Spitter, I wouldn't know Wiz.
I wouldn't.
I wouldn't know Wiz.
It was the other way around for me though.
For real?
Yeah, it was the other way around.
And I had heard some of like Wiz tracks before I was fucking with. Well, not before I was fucking with Spitter, but while I was fucking with Spitter, I had heard some Wiz tracks. But until him and like Spitter got together, I wasn't like, oh, this nigga is the illest nigga alive next to fucking Spitter on some shit.
Yeah, I was listening to Wiz when he was on that Prince of the City too.
I was on Prince. I went back to get on Prince of the City.
Deal and all that.
My first shit from Wiz was like what was that, Star Power and Flight School and all that shit. Burn After Rolling. Yeah.
Oh,
it was before. That's before Cushion Orange Juice. All that's before Cushion Orange Juice.
Burn After Roll was.
That's all before.
Yeah, but I mean,
I was on Wiz early, but like I say, I didn't like really start fucking with Wiz the way I fuck with him now until that How Fly mixtape, and then I think he was on a few other things maybe before then, but other than that, like I wasn't really on Wiz until him and Spitter linked up. But like I remember that Independence Day for like it was yesterday.
Why you feel like is for Louisiana artists like it's just different for us, not just us, like because I'm not a rapper, but you know what I mean? Just like for an artist to emerge, like is it because the sounds are so different in so many different places and or things of that nature?
I think that's definitely it because like BR got a totally different sound, and it's like how a nigga from Baton Rouge gonna go to New Orleans and blow if it don't sound like Bounce or if it don't sound like that old school hot boy shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
because I don't know about Baton Rouge, but like where we from, we was listening to like P.
Right, we grew up more so on P than the Hot Boys. I tell people that shit all the time.
True.
Like our shit was more.
Like we definitely grew up on like listening to the Tank, and everywhere else.
Houston shit.
Yeah, and Houston shit, and it's just different to me. You know what I'm saying? Like how I guess in these different places, of course, like L.A. and New York and places like that, and then I guess you can't say Atlanta now because Atlanta been around for 2 decades, right? If not more. So.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't all the way down.
Shit, I really think they holding it down as far as like the music sound too.
Oh nah, for sure. Right now, like you can't turn on no radio without hearing that fucking Migos cadence. They still holding that down. Niggas, everybody want to sound like Migos. Everybody want to sound like Thug, Young
Future.
Thug. Everybody still want to sound like Future.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I mean, Atlanta's definitely still one of the meccas right now, for sure. I mean, that's where even shit, LA niggas is going out there to blow.
Which don't that seem like backwards in a sense, though? I don't know. I guess
Not necessarily, because that's Black Hollywood, bro.
I've never been to Atlanta, so speak on Atlanta.
Atlanta is Black Hollywood all day long, bro. It is a black version of the superficial version of LA, but Atlanta also still has its, you know, like hood and kind of country parts of it too. Well, not the like Atlanta, but like outskirts for sure. So
So with Atlanta just having this, you know what I'm saying, it's like own different spaces and its own different. It's Black Hollywood. I have heard that about Atlanta a few different times too.
that music scene is just crazy though. Like,
The music, the sound, the culture, the lifestyle. I heard it's
niggas is blowing in the strip clubs in Atlanta. Like, that's if your shit hit in the club out there, then you got a really good chance of getting on.
Gucci.
he started that.
He
That
was
culture.
the king of the strip club. Gucci. Even Jeezy had his time in the
A
strip
lot of
club.
them niggas, man. Like, that's
Shawty
Low, man, bro. Like, yeah, strip club is real. JD.
I mean, you gotta think of the producers from there. Like, niggas, listen to all them Jazzy Faye, or them old Jazzy Faye beats. Like, for instance, like some song like Get Loose, T.I. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just some old, you know, hype motherfucker. It ain't really matter what a nigga was saying, even though that nigga Tip was spitting on that bit. You know what I'm saying? The beat just boom, 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 boom. Like, that bitch just, you can just see a bit bouncing that ass and that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's,
They all live.
yeah, like if your shit bang out in the club, nigga, that's where you test your shit at. Yeah, and they like fuck testing that shit at like a regular club, nigga. We gonna test the shit in the strip club, nigga. And if the DJ playing and the strippers fucking with it, nigga, they gonna let you know. Hey, nigga, you need to change this shit, nigga. I can't make no money off this motherfucking song, nigga. Like, they gonna let you know.
The women run the club.
Women run everything.
You know. That they do.
The moment they figure that shit out, nigga,
That they do.
and we get on their side and they get on our side, nigga,
Tell me about it.
that's gonna be. That one shit gonna get real, nigga. Fuck the coronavirus, nigga.
You know what I mean?
That's when the women lead nuts, nigga. That's when it's really gonna get real. We need them more than we know it. Black women we talking about. Only black women. We don't discriminate though. All women is queens. Y'all give birth.
All women give birth. We get that respect. We love our black queens too. You know.
Man, black queens is where it's at though.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Lord. You know, then like we move into this decade, right? And it's like, okay, like, you know, 2020, new year, new decade, all that, right? Damn, bro. We lose Kobe. And it don't even seem real.
That shit's unreal.
It don't even sound right. You know what I'm saying?
Nigga, I ain't even done processing nip, bro.
Ain't
Like, I ain't even gonna lie on that. I ain't even done processing nip. And then, like, you know, with the job, nigga, they sent us out there. So, like, being out there in that atmosphere was kind of crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I actually got to be out there the weekend before they took the memorial down behind the Staples Center. So I got to go out there and, and really feel that energy of motherfuckers who was like directly affected by that shit.
Yeah.
Which I was too as a ball player for sure. You know what I'm saying? As somebody who I definitely feel carries that Mamba mentality and, growing up and being old enough to have seen Jordan, firsthand. Like, nigga, I saw Jordan win championships live, nigga, not just on replays and YouTube. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I feel like I'm definitely cut from that cloth on the basketball court. So, now I definitely took that shit to heart for sure.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, like I said, nigga wasn't even done processing Nip and still not done processing Nip. And at the same time, gotta, still process that Kobe shit.
2 icons, man.
Oh, yeah, big time.
2 icons because, and then that hurt more than what more people, really believe. I think in the moment, like, we all were shocked, still kind of living in it, but, and Nip was a different type of dude, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, man. Like, that nigga, and it's crazy that nigga had that shit tatted on his face, and he said it a lot. And he's definitely said it in in the last album that he had before his demise. But nigga, a lot of the shit that he said was prolific. That's the best word to describe what a lot of the things that man said. I know I hear the comparison sometimes, but bro really was like the next generation of like a Tupac. And there's a few other people I feel that way about too, but Nip was definitely one of the spawns of and renditions of Tupac's spirit for sure, reincarnated, 100%. You know what I'm saying? He just spoke that shit that hit real niggas in their soul. You know what I'm saying? Because I know not everybody felt that nigga Nip the way they were supposed to. But that only means that they not real. That's all that means. It just means that they not real, and they'll feel that shit once they go through some real nigga shit. So we just pray for motherfuckers like that.
Straight up.
But yeah, other than that, nah, bro. Like, that nigga say some shit, bro, that I literally speak on every single day. Like, since when real niggas come last? You know what I'm saying? And it's like, nigga, if society gonna put a real nigga down or whatever and expect me to come last, and we gotta put ourselves first. You know what I'm saying? Which that nigga spoke about. All money in, nigga, no money out. You know what I'm saying? Like, this a motherfucking marathon, nigga. This ain't no sprint. This ain't no sprinter's race. You know what I'm saying? So, like, as far as that's being said, what that shit mean to me is, nigga, invest in yourself. Nigga, ain't nobody gonna do that shit for you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Point blank, period. Like, nigga, invest in yourself, invest in your team. Get you some people around you that's gonna make you stronger, that's gonna make you better.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Fuck all that bullshit. Just having homies that's around for niggas that's gonna smoke, right? Get you some niggas that's around you that's gonna hold you accountable for the real shit that you say. Or the fuck shit that you say.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, regardless.
Call me to the carpet when I'm wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Just hold a nigga accountable. If I say some shit and I ain't live by it, nigga, just, check me on that shit. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got to squab about it, but, that's on some man-to-man shit just to make sure I'm living by my word.
Sure.
If you claim to be my dog like you say he is, just make sure a nigga doing that.
Yeah. Because
a nigga might not do that shit on purpose,
Let me know.
I would love to believe that, not all fuck niggas do fuck shit on purpose. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, nigga, you purposely did that fuck ass shit, nigga? Like, you was like, that's how you really work?
That was really like,
alright, cool then. Them type of niggas need to be off. I'm just saying, but
hey,
it's just how it is. It's just how it is.
Yeah, man. Prolific. That's what Nipsey was. He's an icon. He's a legend. Kobe was a icon and a legend. And
Mama mentality, dog.
And
that's all I gotta say about that.
You know what I'm saying? And from out.
That's all you gotta say about that, man. Mama mentality. Icon. Mamba fucking mentality, bro.
And you know what I'm saying? Like, it's the internet, right? And then people are like, Kobe died. It's like, what the fuck? Like, what are y'all talking about? You know what I mean? And then you're like, damn, like.
Man, when Freddie first sent me that shit, bro, first thing I did was I got off the internet. I was like, bro, they lying, son. I was like, if this shit is true, son, I'm gonna wait until tomorrow, and we're gonna wake up, and they're gonna be like, nah, we were just playing, like somebody that was false in news. Something happened. We don't know who was involved in this, but he's okay. They
I went to go take a nap, and I woke up.
They jumped the gun on saying he was dead. All right, cool.
Yeah, man.
But I knew it because we all, well, you know how big a fan of Kobe Freddie is.
Yeah. So
when that nigga called me again after sending me the shit earlier, I was like, oh shit, I know it's real, bro.
Yeah.
And he was like, nah, son. Don't tell me this shit ain't real, son.
Bro,
he was like, and I'm hearing it in the background, and I'm like, I'm already knowing. I'm like, bro, you good, son? Because I already know how he was. Because that nigga got like
memorabilia, all kind of
this
crazy.
nigga might have over 40 pair of Kobe shoes, son.
And no.
Like I might be lowballing them at 40. Like that, and son, and Ben, since from the jump, everything, pictures, replica fucking championship rings, all that shit. Everything, jerseys, all that shit.
Yeah.
I got on some shit now from that nigga. Some Lakers shit.
And I know Freddie took it. Man, I know he took
super
that
hard. I took it fucking hard.
Yeah, man. It's like, come on, man.
Like, I'm a baller, and I live that for on the court. I'm the coolest nigga in the world, dog. But on the court, bro, I am a fucking dickhead.
Talk to me.
Like, I'm an asshole on the basketball court.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, in my mind, bro, I'm Kobe height on the court, nigga. In my mind, nigga, I'm about 6'4", 6'5", 200-something pounds, nigga. And that's how I play, nigga. I play the game that way. And you ain't finna tell me no different.
I love the game, bro. I love the game. I do. And it's killing me.
Niggas like Kobe reinstilled that love for a nigga, bro. If you was losing it. If you was losing it after the Mike era, it's niggas like Kobe that definitely reinstilled that love for the game for a nigga, for real though.
And man, that's why I think like now, even though LeBron does a great job of carrying the flag, you know what I'm saying, of the game, I wouldn't. Why do you think Mike not visible? Like, why do you think he just stay out the way? Like, you an icon.
I think one is because for one he spent a lot of time managing. You know, I mean he still is the owner of the NBA team. Let's not forget that. That's one. I think that keeps him out of the limelight
for a long time.
A little bit.
And the Bobcats.
True. This is very true.
Mike.
I think that keeps him out of the limelight a little bit. Of course, still running his company and the other shit that he's involved in with the rich white people that we know that he has dealings with, private prisons and all that shit. But we're not gonna get into that.
Yeah. Business partners.
But yeah, I don't know, man. I think all that shit keeps him out of the limelight. And also, we all know, too, that he's not necessarily the biggest supporter of working class black people.
You think he's...
Even though we buy all this nigga days.
All of them. Like, he sees the support base. You know
I come from a city that's very low income.
And they will be violent.
Middle to low income, and they are violent behind Michael Jordan tennis shoes. Every fucking release, it don't matter what colorway it is. For the most part, motherfuckers is buying them.
What time of year?
What time of year? It don't matter. Like I've seen niggas do that shit. You know what I'm saying? I come from a hometown where, like, I worked at the local, Finish Line or whatever, and we get over 200 pair of J's every Jordan release and sell out that the soon as we open the doors that morning, every time, son. Every release, every weekend, every other weekend, right?
They
gone. So, like, I come from that shit. I've seen it all day long. So, you know, but we, like I said, we all know that Jordan don't fuck with his people like that. Like, not 100%. He do some shit. Like, he do enough for niggas to argue. Well, you know, Jordan, he do this and he do that and he do this and he do that. But we can all agree that nigga can do a lot more. Him,
I believe
Oprah,
so.
just
where you at, man?
Yeah.
This of these.
It's a lot more. Like, for
because
to me, I think of niggas like with LeVar Ball, right? How he tried to create the JBL, right? A motherfucker like Jordan could have easily threw a sponsor in JBL, Big Baller Brand and Jordan collab to create a whole nother league. It might not pay as much as the G League or the NBA, but you know they might can give niggas, I don't know, let's say $80,000 contracts. Like, let's say the highest paying person in that league, let's say from 18 to 35.
Yeah, I was about to say 30,
something like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the highest paid person can probably be making upwards to, maybe $100K, maybe even more, maybe even, 200,000, maybe even up to 500,000. You know what I'm saying? As far as like a couple year contract. Like, it wouldn't, like how Steph Curry contract may be like a 5-year, $200 million contract. Like, this league could maybe be like a 5-year, $550,000 contract. So you making upwards of $100,000 a year, which is good money to fucking play basketball. You know what I'm saying?
You're doing great.
You know what I'm saying? It's pretty good money. You know what I'm saying? Like, why can't they do something like that in America? You know what I'm saying? The XFL doing some shit.
They showed a good model.
Why they can't do
They showed a real good model.
Why they can't do no shit like that for the NBA? Because the G League ain't it.
Yeah.
The G League ain't paying motherfuckers, and they not getting no TV time. You know what I'm saying? And that don't really make sense because it's like you're a sister company of the NBA. They get less time than the fucking WNBA gets.
You gotta have a better
something,
product.
bro. Like, they got niggas balling in the G League.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The Drew League even.
The Drew League, that's where I was.
The Drew League and the JBL even could have came together and did some shit.
By now.
Because the Drew League, I think, is sponsored by one of them motherfuckers. Like, they got sponsors.
Yeah, they definitely
Drew League got sponsors.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, it's shit like that don't be making sense to me. Like, let's see, even the Big Three now.
I was just going to say,
fucks with the Big Three.
A good chain.
You know what I'm
Big
saying?
Three, Drew League.
All that shit could all be together under
one
one umbrella on some shit, and everybody could be making a little change from it. You know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah, it's a lot of motherfuckers that ain't doing enough. I wouldn't be surprised because LeBron probably couldn't do no shit like that right now because it'd be a conflict of interest. But I wouldn't be surprised because LeBron, a lot of niggas ain't really paying attention, but LeBron is turning out to be one of the realest niggas in it. Whether niggas want to give him that credit or not, you might not like that man as a basketball player, bro, but that man does some shit for his fucking people
in his community.
100%.
Yes.
The boy called the president a bum.
And built a school on niggas.
And built a school.
And is doing well.
Yes.
People going to
LeBron
college
built an academy.
In a year. In 1 year.
Free tuition. What you doing, Jordan?
And like transportation or something like that.
What you doing, Jordan?
All that, man. Them people taken care of.
Yes. Oh, your parents ain't got an education? You gonna teach them too, don't you?
Them people taken care of. Bruh doing shit, bro.
Yeah.
You ain't got money.
And bringing niggas behind them.
Yeah.
Hey, bro, this is the type of shit we could really be doing. My nigga, go do that shit in your little community. You know what I'm saying? I did this in the little Akron. You know what I'm saying?
I came from
Quiet
the Bronx.
as kept. Jalen been doing it. Quiet.
Rose.
What?
A lot of them niggas been doing it on the slip.
On the low.
I think Darren.
A lot of them NBA niggas be groomed from a young age, bro.
A lot of them niggas
like
be
a lot
from
of
the
niggas
hood and knew what they was missing and be like, man, if I only had this.
Yep, I'd have probably been a little. Even though I made it from where I came from, if I'd have had this, it would have been better. Like niggas dropping gems, like that's one of the reasons I want to get rich.
Come on.
I just want to go and drop gems in the hood that niggas. You don't need no membership. You don't need no man. Just come sign a little waiver. You get in this bitch for free. This is a non-profit fucking gym. It got 7 courts in this bitch under a big ass pavilion. Mm-hmm. As long as you in here, you insured. You know what I'm saying? Like that type shit. That's how I want to do some real non-profit type shit. Like, and I'm gonna start off in Alexandria. Yeah. What they got in Alexandria for niggas to go hoop in that's under something. That's a good court. That's not fucking concrete. The wide toe back.
It's terrible, bro.
You only gotta pay $5 to get in that bitch for a day pass, but like
it's toe up.
The wide toe up.
Yeah.
They got fucking hollow spots all over that gym.
That's something to think about. You know what I'm saying? We definitely need a spot to hoop at.
I'm gonna start in Lafayette. I'm gonna start in Alexandria. Lafayette got a few little spots. You got Thomas Park. They got the little indoor joint. You got a few other little rec spots, and then you got Robichaux. But they not hardwood. Neither one of those places are hardwood floors in there. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That shit hard on niggas' knees.
Gymnasium.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
Shit, neither one of them shits is hardwood. But they free. I do appreciate that. But Baton Rouge, nothing. New Orleans, nothing. Nada. I've lived in all these places. That's one of the beauties of me living in all these places too. I realized that you didn't have. I'm a hooper. Yeah. I'm trying to find somewhere I can go hoop for the low.
That's what I be trying to tell you.
In every city I'm at.
You know, in these other places like AAU, not that.
Nah.
In the boot. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not.
Certain schools had it. Like, the schools that I guess had the funding for it, I'm guessing it was the reason why, like, places like Peabody had it. Or I guess the outside funding probably was a big deal for that because they that big basketball program, they know niggas is producing out that motherfucker every single year. So it might have been outside money doing that shit for Peabody, but other than Peabody and maybe Menard, nobody else is doing work over the summertime. You know what I'm saying? As far as basketball work was concerned, that was it. Like, we might have been playing, like, little, like, city. I think everybody played in the city league, but nobody was really doing, like, no AAU, no travel ball playing against people outside the city. We playing against the same motherfuckers
over and over
during district that we playing with during the summertime.
Yeah.
It's just we playing on teams with each other and shit like that. And when
I know him.
Yeah, I've hooped on this nigga squad. Yeah. Like, I went to battle with him and against him for years now. Now we see as a high school nigga, we have battled
so small.
6-7 years in Kappa League, Pineville League, junior high school, and now high school. And sometimes even fucking since 4th grade in the Dare League. When we had the little Dare basketball league before 5th and 6th grade.
Just in our town by itself is Peabody, Ash, Bowden, Menard,
Tioga,
Pineville.
You said Bowden? Yeah, you said Bowden.
That's like 7 schools, you know what I'm saying, right? They're just in that area.
And that's in a small area. Pineville, Louisiana. It takes 7 minutes to get from one end of that motherfucker to the other end, nigga. In traffic. Nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, it's small, man. It's small as a motherfucker. But, yeah, we don't get that. Peabody was pretty much the only school that traveled. They went to Florida and played. They came here to Texas and played. You know what I'm saying? They played all over the South. Like, we ain't get none of that. We ain't get none of that in Pineville, bro.
Yeah, man. That's the thing that I didn't like about the scene, like, coming up. Like, they were never just on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, they just want to advance. You know what I'm saying? They weren't forward thinking with the next level of basketball. You know what I'm saying?
And then you had models of it. That's crazy because you had the models everywhere. I mean, social media wasn't really popping back then, but motherfuckers knew about travel balls and shit like that. Because, I mean, USSSA for baseball has always been popular for the longest. You know what I'm saying? Pee Wee football, all that shit always traveled. Pee Wee football has been a thing for the longest. So, motherfuckers knew about it. I think it was a funding thing. I think it was definitely a funding thing more than everything. Because, like, the year we was about to do it, my senior year, we lost our coach. The summer going into my senior year, from my junior to senior year, we was about to do it. We was training and getting the money together and all that shit and getting all the info and shit together. And we lost our coach. And that kind of... And my best friend's dad was going to do it, but, I mean, he was already working full time as it is. He was just helping out.
Yeah.
But it was like, it was a lot to just, throw 100% on his shoulders like that. So, niggas end up not even doing that shit. So that's why just from the outside looking in, kind of, not being the adult in that equation and actually taking care of that type of business in it, I think it was more so a funding thing than anything.
Yeah.
So, like I said, that's the type of shit I want to do with the money when I get rich. I ain't really got a bunch of ambitions. Well, I do have a bunch of ambitions of shit that I want to do, but I got other shit that I want to do that's gonna be like tax write-offs in a sense. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Things that's needed to just help the community. You know what I'm saying? Help.
Provide opportunity, bro.
Yeah.
That's all it is at the end of the day.
Because we missed that.
Provide
we
opportunity
like
that we didn't have. You know what I'm saying? Somebody got to do it, bro. We ain't got no fucking famous people and nothing like that. And I ain't even trying to become famous off no shit like that. It's just, I know it's got some people that's made, millions of dollars that can do more with the money that they doing than what they doing.
Yeah.
When put back into cities like Alexandria, Pineville, this and that. It's people that came from them areas. Enough people that came from them areas that can pull together with some of the people that are still there that might not have made it to the level that they own, but still above the level that majority of the other people in the city are on. Yeah. And they can all come together and do some real shit for the city. Put up buildings, buy pieces of land. Because all that shit ain't a lot of money. I look that type of shit up all the time. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Land here, land there. No property tax in Louisiana. You know what I'm saying? Like, all that type of shit, bro. So, like, it's a lot that can be done. That type of shit, like I said, I'm trying to do. And kind of put that in the ear of, niggas like yourself. So when we do make that money and we do make, them hundreds of millions of dollars, you know what I'm saying, then we can come together and put tens of millions together. Tens of your millions, tens of my millions, tens of my nigga Freddie millions that he gonna definitely see in the near future.
Straight up. You
know what I'm saying? And we can come together and do some real shit. You know what I'm saying? For our city and the cities that we've lived in. You know what I'm saying? Starting out in Louisiana and then branching out from there. You gotta start home first.
Got to.
And that's what makes sense.
Got to, because, you know what I'm saying, just like you said, there's so many different things that's lacking that you can bring so many different things to the community, whether if it's just cooking classes, you know what I'm saying, things like that. It's a lot of kids that came up from our areas that used to be actors at the little play down at the little building downtown. I forgot the name of the building, but you got places like that,
acting
like you said,
acting classes and shit like that.
And it was like, of course, we all knew about 4-H and things of that nature, but people was really like acting, and they was painters, and then they was draw. People could.
Bro, Pineville had a magnet performing arts program, bro.
Yeah, and
some of the people I graduated high school went straight to Juilliard after high school.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I got a homegirl that was on Dance Line, Julie Jones, bro. Been on Broadway for years. Dancing and acting and, and singing and shit. Mm-hmm. Couple homegirls, actually, that went to fucking Pineville. My little nerdy ass, I used to go to all the fucking performing arts shows. Like, I seen them do Les Miserables, Grease, fucking Hairspray, You know what I'm saying? A bunch of other plays, bro. Like our performing arts program was like the shit.
That's the thing, you know what I'm saying? Performing arts is the thing that's back home besides baseball, and then you got acting, like you say, acting. Then you have like these painters. There's a lot of really good like artists that are back home too, um, and then just different things. I like what some people are doing. They're starting their own like radio stations in a sense. They're starting their own networks too, and that's beautiful. Especially what I see with like Future 106. That's super dope. And yeah, man, it's just these different type of things needed in the community. I know we'd be able to put our, like you say, put it up all money in. You know what I'm saying, and then just go ahead and make it happen. And man, I'll tell you one thing. We got to rebuild some of those spaces too. Some of all those different things is just missing. Like you say, put more different type of facilities. Put different courts in different places. Put different like strip malls. You know what I'm saying? You know how many people like besides the nails, the hair, the feet, and things of that nature. Of course, you can put those little suites there, but people could open up their own studios and things of that nature, and instead of sitting there recording up out of certain people's house. You know what I mean?
Right. Everybody want to be a rapper, nigga. Open a studio.
Exactly.
Couple of them around the city.
All them DJs that been running up in and out of town, man. They should have been did something by now, right? But I guess they thought the club life was that one.
I be feeling like, I don't know, I think niggas is scared to do their own shit. Like for me, how I got into producing and DJing is I got homies that do all that. That's good at that shit. That do that shit on a professional type level. You know what I'm saying? And just being around them, you know, I was like, okay, well, that's the level that, you know, somebody, you know, if you're taking that shit serious, that I'm around every day is that then the shit that I learned from them is at least average or at least somewhat above average from, you know, somebody who's just doing that shit, playing music off their laptop, because they got niggas in the club, they get paid a ton of money to do that shit. Mm-hmm. Just press buttons all day. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So like, and like learning how to produce and shit like that, like all that shit came out of necessity for us. You know, not having an engineer or whatever. So like, nigga took a music industry class where we had access to professional music equipment on UL's campus. You know what I'm saying? Where they did fucking productions and shit for the plays and the choir and all of that. So like, we in a probably $200,000 studio, easy, probably more. You know what I'm saying? And all we gotta do is sign a little book for that shit. So niggas is learning how to use. So for instance, if we get a record deal and, you know, they send me, Phil, Quest, Spill, Freddie, all in the motherfucking room. It's like, all right, y'all niggas come out with an album, and y'all got 2 weeks to come out with an album. Oh, we gonna do it. We know how to use everything in this motherfucker. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't said nothing but a word. So that's the type of shit that I think a lot of motherfuckers is kind of scared to do these days. Like, you got some of them people that's innovative and it's like, look, I ain't got it, so niggas is making beats on their phone and doing this and that, but a lot of niggas scared to teach themselves shit. Yeah.
Information is there in so many different places, too.
And these days, a lot of it is really just financing and having the finances to buy. If you do a little bit of research, you can probably find some equipment that can take that learning curve completely out of the fucking equation. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? There's a fucking device out now where it's like on a mic stand. You can record, loop sounds, and basically do like production and engineering and recording all from a mic. You got like some buttons on it and shit like that. Probably go straight to a computer thing right there. So you can be sitting there then everything you're doing is going straight to a mic, and it's you automatically doing everything you need to do from with this mic mechanism and a computer, pretty much.
Wow.
That's it. Yep. And like, say if you had like a computer hooked up and like maybe like an MP or something, and you making beats or whatever, like you can do loops and all that shit is coming out of here. The thing is a speaker and everything.
I'm trying to tell you, man, these different types of things and gadgets that they're coming up with.
It's under $200. So like these days, bro, like even for the lazy people, bro, like if you just put in a smidget of work, bro, like you could do some shit. You know what I'm saying? That's why it don't make sense to me that niggas just like, that's when you're saying like it's easier to get on. It's easy, but it's still hard because it still involves a little bit of work, and that's a lot of people don't want to do that.
Mm-hmm. Like you say, lazy.
And that work don't even involve work. That work involves you sitting on your phone or on a computer and doing a little bit of research. Like that's pretty much it.
Read it out.
That's literally it. It's like, oh well, I want to do this. This is my sound. I got auto tune in my voice. All right, I can purchase this thing that automatically does that and tunes it. All right, boom.
Perfects the sound.
Let me do that. I'm gonna get my little money up, save my little bread. Let me grab that. All right, I need this little thing, and then, like for instance, like either it come first off, everything gonna come with a manual. So either you look at the manual or you look at a YouTube video on how to do the shit, on how to get this equipment popping and work
videos
shit.
And it's text.
It's tutorials on everything, bro. Like you can call somebody that can do this shit. You can take that shit to Guitar Center. Go in Guitar Center. You go in context and somebody can show you some shit.
It's somebody that know how to do something somewhere. Like people got to be able to just reach out, just say, "Yo, what's up?" Don't have that.
What is
don't
it?
Have
6 degrees of separation or whatever. Like that shit real, bro. Like you can reach out to somebody. Somebody you know knows how to do something that it is you trying to do.
Yep.
Or somebody you know that they know. And it's that simple, bro. And we can cut the world in half by just sharing contacts with each other. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, I got a homie that, I don't know if you can use him, but somebody you might know him, and, you let me with them and that person and like all the time. Yeah. Like when I be on Instagram and I see people that look like decent motherfuckers, obviously. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna just try and link my homies over no anybody, but it's like, exactly. If you hey, bro, if you out there, bro, holler at this person on Instagram, man, link up with them.
Yeah.
That's a real nigga out there, bro. They, might can show you some shit that you might be looking for. And save you a little time. He might could even, personally help you, do some shit. So, Bob will do that.
Sharing the information.
That's all it is, man. Like, I'm the type of nigga that I share a lot of information, especially with my homies, while I'm gathering the information and while I'm trying to use that information to put it in play. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how unstingy I am with information. So, but that's just some real nigga shit, though. I think that's how we supposed to be.
Yeah, you always gave up game. You know what I'm saying?
Like, that's what it is, Especially at my age now, like, I feel like that's what they always say. Once you make it past, I know I ain't really been in the streets like that, but they say once you make it past 25 in the streets, you an OG. Like all the old rap songs and shit like that. So, I be feeling like, in a sense, I'm one of the OGs now, being a little over 30. So I definitely feel like it's a duty of mine to, kind of reach back and give game any chance I get, 100%.
You got to, because like you say, all these different people that's trying to do all these different things, you got to connect the dots. You got to cut the world in half, like you say. Reach out.
With social media, it's a lot easier, but a lot of people don't use social media for the reasons that they should, and
I hate
they don't use it for the tool that it is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The internet and social media as a whole, people don't use it for the tool that it is, man.
I feel like it's definitely two different places. You know what I mean? Like, you got social media, then you have the rest of the internet.
It is. It's definitely two different places.
I don't know. It's just.
But I think they're to be used cohesively, though. Like, I don't think one works without the other. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, you're on social media, you're supposed to see all this information